is Hannah with the Wixom Public Library, and today I'm going to show you how to make a squishy cake keychain. It's really cute. Squish! So we're going to go over what's in your bag and what's not in your bag, and then we'll do the craft. So in your bag, you should have a list. You should have 3 cups of colored paint. You should have a paintbrush. You should have 1 jar of puffy paint. You should have a bag with a keychain and then a tiny little eyelet with a bead landing. You should have 1 bag of these tiny little micro beads. You should have 1 makeup round. What's not in your bag that you will need scissors. You're going to need hot glue. I highly recommend it. If you only have liquid glue, you can still do the craft. It's just going to take a very long time for it to dry. You're also probably going to need something to hang your keychain on so that it can dry and not have to dry on its side like this. So I have some stacks of bowls and a pencil. All right, so that's what's in the craft bag. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us, but let's get started with the craft. All right, so the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to take our makeup round and we're going to cut it into 4ths. If you want your cake to look a little skinnier, you can do that. You'll just need to adjust the size of your cuts. But I like a big slice of cake. So I'm just going to cut mine into 4ths. And then we will only be using 3 of them. If you want to use all 4 of them, that's totally fine. You'll have a huge slice of cake. But here we are. And then we're going to paint each of these a different color. And you can use your paintbrush. And it does not take a lot of paint. Just dab the sides like that. And you can use these colors. If you have other colors at home that you'd like, that's cool too. You can use those. But this is what I have. And like I said, it does not take very much paint at all. And then you can usually, wash your paintbrush in the middle of it, but I like to live on the edge. I'm just gonna dump it in the blue. Maybe it'll turn purple. That could be fun. All right, so I have all of these, and then you are going to need to wait for them to dry. I already have some other ones that I have dried right over here. So the next step is you're gonna take your glue gun, you're gonna get that ready, and you're gonna get this tiny little bead landing with the ring around it out. And what we need to do is, while we are gluing these 3 pieces together, we need to also glue this in between one of the 2. So take your glue gun, whoops, make sure it's all nice and ready, and then stack them however you want. So just a little bit of glue there. I think I want the pink in the middle this time. You're gonna line it up, make sure it's all stacked, and make sure you do not burn your fingers. If you need parental or grown-up help, they will be more than happy to help you. So we're gonna put a bit more glue here because we need to get this bead landing. We're gonna line it up so that the majority of it is on the glue, and then we're gonna top it with the other makeup round. And then you are gonna wait for that. To dry. All right, so it may have taken maybe 5 minutes for it to dry fully, and then all we gotta do is we gotta slip on the key ring. Keychain. But this should help us because eventually we're going to have to hang it here, and it just can't do that with the little loop. So then figure out what's your top and your bottom, and we're going to start using our puffy paint. You do not need to put on a lot of puffy paint. It looks puffy, but then it'll end up drying kind of flat, just like that. So if you wanted to try to do decorative stuff, feel free to, but it might just dry flat. So I'm going to get the in between my cake pieces first. Like I said, you only need a little bit. So yeah, try doing this detailing first, because once we get it on the pencil, you have a whole lot less control, but it will at least be able to dry without you having to get puffy paint all over your hands. So then I'm gonna do the top. And that's a lot of puffy paint, so we're just gonna kind of push it around. All right. Now we're gonna slip it on to our pencil. We're gonna apply the rest. It is a bit tricky, but sometimes that's the fun of crafting. And then once you have your icing like you want it, we are going to get our bag of micro beads and start applying. You really just need to sprinkle it to the back and the top and wherever you want your sprinkles. But I put a nice paper towel underneath, so it should catch any of the micro beads that fall away. And we'll go this way on top. And now you are going to wait for this to dry. It is going to take quite some time, but that is okay. You can just set it and forget it, and when you come back, you'll have a squishy cake. And it looks delicious enough to eat. So thank you so much for watching this, and we hope you have a lovely summer.